Hello and welcome to Fast Track. I'm Rajan Datar. Now, up to 10,000 free flights are very likely soon to be offered to prospective tourists to Japan. It's part of an effort by the Tourist Board to kickstart an industry that suffered badly as a result of an earthquake, tsunami and nuclear accident earlier this year. Many people simply stopped going to the land of the rising sun. And now even big name stars are lending their name to a drive to make Japan popular again. As Carmen Roberts now reports from Tokyo.
While the rest of the country was left reeling after the March 11 earthquake, the tremors barely registered on the foundations of the Tokyo Skytree. It's set to be finished in May 2012 and will be the tallest broadcast tower in the world and the second tallest building after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
The tower was hardly damaged at all as a result of the earthquake, and in the aftermath the tower showed the flag of Japan and was a sign of encouragement for Japan.
A beacon of hope like this is indeed welcomed in these dark days of tourism. The number of international visitors fell by more than 60% in the months after the quake and nuclear accident. And while business travellers seem to be returning to the capital, as to be expected, the majority of tourists have stayed away. It's not helped by recent radiation scares across the country, but a growing number of websites, including a Facebook page, are trying to keep travellers informed.
As you can see in Tokyo, everything is absolutely normal. You know, we have the transportation in full operation. We have no problem with the food items, products. Basically, everything is really back in normal, but I'm not sure if the message has been really out to the foreign countries yet.
So desperate times call for desperate measures. The Japanese tourism website is jam-packed with famous faces from around the world, urging fans to visit.
It's fine to come here, it's beautiful. I've been running around eating shabu-shabu and enjoying Tokyo. The most important thing and the best thing we could do for Japan right now is to boost tourism, and so everyone come to Japan.
And we just wanted to say we're very happy to be here back in Japan.
So the Japanese have been harnessing celebrity pulling power, from Lady Gaga videos on YouTube to this pocket-sized travel guide to aid Japan, featuring celebrities like US fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger and French actress singer Jane Birkin and their top travel tips around the country.
While the book offered the usual tips like visiting the Sensoji Temple and indulging in the very touristy rickshaw ride around the surrounding streets.
It's like riding on a magic carpet.
There were also a few gems, like taking a trip to Kappabashi, otherwise known as Kitchen Town. It's all well and good if you're already in Tokyo, but will publications like this actually encourage people to visit?
I
think when opinion leaders make a statement that Japan is safe, I think a lot of the people will feel the same way. However, these efforts are more of a temporary thing, and I think more groundwork and a grassroots effort needs to be continued, not just one-off things like that.
Also, the government made use of the social network services such as Twitter and Facebook to let people know about Japan, and that is partly because there is a lot of country which still had a very strict travel advisory to their citizens, not accurately knowing the current situation in Japan, and I think that those efforts have worked very well.
Earthquake aside, there's also the pressing issue of the yen reaching an all-time high against the dollar.
Japan Japan isn't exactly an impulse holiday destination because, let's face it, this isn't a cheap country to travel to, especially due to the high price of the yen. So for instance, if I were to buy a little trinket like this, it's around $8 US. So could this also be another obstacle to bringing in foreign tourists?
Savvy tourists on a budget will stay at a guest house or ryokan like this one in the northern suburbs of Tokyo.
We saved up to come, so we knew we had this big holiday coming and we wanted to make sure we could do as many things as we wanted to do while we were here. And so we have a budget that we're kind of sticking to, but we found that if you stay kind of outside of the city centres, like any big city, some hotels are very, very expensive and others are much more reasonable, and this is a very reasonable place to stay.
Disregarding what happened earlier in the year, that if it was less expensive to get here, then more people definitely would be here. And even for me, it's a time factor as well. It took me 24 hours to get here.
Certainly in the immediate months following the disaster, many hotels, tour operators and airlines were offering good deals, but now they're harder to come by. Did you get a good deal?
No, I did a lot of missed it. I did a lot of shopping around, but as far as costs go, I think things were pretty much relative to the first time I went. So, in fact, I tried to ask for deals, and they wouldn't do it. So, places to stay and stuff like that, they wouldn't go for it. So.
But there seems to have been an about face, and now Japanese tourism officials are proposing to give away 10,000 free flights next year, just in time to see the newly unveiled Skytree in May.
So we in fact transformed the tower from a triangle at the base to circular as you go up, which is quite unique. From this angle it looks quite symmetrical, but depending on where you look at the tower from, it's somewhat irregular.
And so Japan too has taken an irregular approach in trying to regain international visitors. Free flights or tourist teas, it's a scheme that certainly grabbed the world's attention.
Carmen Roberts there reporting from Japan, a country that's struggling to get back onto an even keel after a terrible year. But would you be comfortable travelling to that country? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at fasttrack@bbc.com.